Hello everybody out there, this is Dr. Don Clum with YourWellnessTribe.com. I'm doing a quick follow-up video on my last video on triglycerides. I got some private messages and personal messages directly to me asking for more specifics on how to lower the triglycerides. Got it, loud and clear. Let me see what I can do for you. Here's just a quick recap. Any kind of fat, dietary fat from what you eat, or taking body fat off your body as in a weight loss effort, creates free fatty acids. Right? That's what they create. That's what floats around in our system. Free fatty acids or dietary and body fat in your system plus insulin equals triglycerides. And it's these triglycerides that raise your triglyceride number in your blood that also go and get put onto your body as body fat and also clogs your heart, clogs your brain, and raises those risk factors as well. So, free fatty acids or fat plus insulin equals triglycerides. Then the question becomes, okay, we talked before, we have to lower our insulin. How do we do that? Let me give you the exact ways. One is you got to cut out the sugar. You have to cut out the sugar. Anything that stimulates insulin, especially from the diet, will compound this equation. So sugar, that's sugary sweets, that's added sugars, that's sugar syrups, that's all sorts of things that are out there. Sugary drinks, got to get rid of them. Number two, grains. Grains, anything made into a flour, but especially wheat and other grains, raise insulin levels a lot. They also raise blood glucose. But other flours like coconut, like almond flour, may not raise blood glucose as much, but they still raise insulin. They are super sugars, in my opinion, so watch out for them. And then you have processed foods. The nature, the process of processing foods puts it into a denatured or broken down or artificial type of substance, a powder that gets made into different foods. There's preservatives, there's chemicals. The body reads all of that and it rises insulin. So you want to cut down your insulin exposure, your biggest bang for your buck. Cut down or out the sugars, the grains, and the processed foods. Okay? Because why? Why do we want to do that? Because of the triglycerides. So not only will all of these foods raise your insulin and then turn the fat in your system and the fat that's coming off your body back into triglycerides to store on our body and raise our health risks. And when that happens, it raises your blood numbers, so your triglycerides on your blood test from your doctor go up. It raises our body fat and as well our visceral fat, the dangerous fat around our organs, and it raises our health risk for heart attacks and in our brain for stroke. That's not a good thing. We don't want these triglycerides up. And again, insulin and triglycerides, they're connected. If these are high, you know this is high too. So if you have high triglycerides, you know this is going on. That means you got to cut this stuff out. Otherwise, all of this will come from it. You follow me? So one extra takeaway is the sugar, the grains, and the processed foods that in our system raise insulin, which we don't want to do, are magnified significantly either to raise them or lowering them by lifestyle. So in here, if you're not exercising and moving, the reason exercise and moving your body helps with this is because the extra movement burns off the extra sugar in your system. That sugar just gets burnt out even on a long walk or even on some yoga or gardening in your garden and working outside. That extra sugar burn off brings down the insulin. It also opens up space to store sugar in your muscles because you're getting more fit. And that also will bring down the blood sugar. That'll bring down the insulin. And also if you do intensity work and you do weightlifting or you do some kind of interval type stuff, you will raise human growth hormone, which will in turn bring down insulin. All right? Very important thing. They all compound together. Another video we're going to do is how cortisol, or the stress hormone, piggybacks with insulin, the storage hormone, and helps promote weight gain, inflammation, and all sorts of things. Now, back to the bonus section that we were talking about. What is the worst food combination for health and for weight gain? What's the most fattening food combination and one that destroys our health the most? Bottom line is when you eat fat with sugar. That's it, my friends. Fat and sugar. You can eat pure fat and you won't put on fat. Okay, if you just eat pure fat. Pure sugar will put on fat because of the way it affects insulin. But you put those two together at the same meal, as in eating something that has fat and sugar, then both of you are putting a whole lot of free fatty acids in the system and a whole lot of insulin. That's going to create a whole lot of triglycerides and a whole lot of weight. You follow me? That's what you want to do. You don't want fat and sugar at the same time. So think of donuts, right? They're deep fried in fat. They're made of grains. They're covered in sugar. Terrible combination. You follow me? Terrible, terrible combination. There's all sorts of them that we can list out, but any bread product, that's why they get compounded for their negative impact. Is not just because they're grains, because of how they're made, and they have fat, the negative fat and the negative sugar together. Now, one step further, I'll give you one more step. What's the worst kind of fat to combine with the worst kind of sugar to compound this effort? It's right here. Vegetable oil. Omega-6, man-made vegetable oil. Corn oil, safflower oil, sunflower oil, vegetable oil, soy oil, all of those man-made oils, they magnify this process. Vegetable oil is the worst fat in general, but also when you combine it with sugar, and the worst sugar in this case is fructose, you have a magnification of this problem, big time. Fructose is toxic in the body. Fructose will break things down, and anything with table sugar has fructose. It's about almost half fructose. So you can look for products that have high fructose corn syrup, or added fructose, or just added sugar. Even cane sugar or processed sugar, table sugar, has half fructose. So the combination, the worst oil with the worst sugar, is vegetable oil or omega-6 oil with fructose. Will tear up the body, cause inflammation, which raises insulin even more, promoting more triglycerides, more weight gain, more stress, affects cortisol. Bad news. So again, worst food combination for health, for cardiovascular, metabolic, type 2 diabetes, everything is fat with sugar. And the worst kind of fat and sugar to combine is vegetable oil with fructose in one meal at any time. I would eliminate both, if at all possible, from my diet completely 100% to get the biggest health and weight loss benefit from it. So if your question was, hey, everything was good in the last video, but I want to know exactly how to lower my triglycerides, here you do. Here you go. Cut the sugar, especially the fructose. Cut the grains, cut the processed foods, try to eliminate them as much as you can. Get physically active to burn this off. All will push down insulin and reverse this entire process, liberating triglycerides to go back into free fatty acids so your body can burn it off as energy, and you can be a lot healthier for it. I hope that helped out. 7 minutes, or just a little bit over. I'm trying to get these videos down. Let me know if you got more questions, send them over. I'll do the best I can. Don Clum here with YourWellnessTribe.com. Thanks for checking us out.